Hello everyone, it's time for another episode of This Week in SmackDown for Friday Night Smackdown, May 6th, 2011. Show started off essentially with Christian coming out talking about his world title win at Extreme Rules. Eventually it just led to Mark Henry, the Great Khali, and Randy Orton interrupting him, all wanting title shots at Christian's World Heavyweight title. This led to Teddy Long letting the fans make the decision on who would face Christian. And honestly, seriously, who else would it have been? When you have Mark Henry, the Khali, and Orton, the fans are obviously going to pick Orton no matter what. So this led to Teddy Long making the world title match for later that night, Randy Orton versus Christian. And it was a decently done promo. It was a nice way to start off SmackDown. It wasn't anything overly great, but it was a decently done promo. And of course it led to the match later that night. Up next was Sheamus versus Daniel Bryan. The winner of the match was Sheamus, and this match was a good, entertaining match. I honestly thought this was going to be nothing more than a squash match that WWE was going to do, but they obviously let Bryan and Sheamus go along with it for a little bit longer than 2-3 minutes, so it turned into a very good TV match, and it was nice to see Daniel Bryan on television for once. I'm looking at my notes, so sorry to bear with me when I try to go with that. Up next, you had Cody Rhodes coming out to do a promo. He was talking about the match at Extreme Rules, about how he exposed Ray for who he was, and making him do things that you thought he would never actually do. And of course, he's continuing to do the paper bags handing out the paper bags to the crowd, and just the overall promo just makes it look like the man's getting crazier and crazier and crazier by the week. I'll be very interested to see who he feuds with next. I'm not quite sure where they're going to go with Cody at the moment. So I'll be interested to see who he's feuding with next. Now, honestly, I don't have a prediction of who he's actually going to be feuding with next. Up next, you had the Big Show versus Big Ezekiel Jackson. Jackson goes over in this match, and honestly, once again, this goes to show how good Big Show is in the ring. He puts over this man like it's nothing. He allows him to lift him and throw him around like he's almost nothing just to put this guy over. The ending had the Core distract Big Show for a minute. Core gets beat up by Kane, and then Big Show comes out, or they start beating down Kane, and then Big Show comes out and helps and goes back in the ring and gets finished by Big Zeke. So, but once again, even though it was just a big man match, it was really well done, and Big Show is great at selling putting Big Zeke over in this match. It also led to, but with the dissension that happened afterwards with Big Zeke and the Core, it led to later that night with the Core attacking Ezekiel Jackson backstage. Now, from the looks of it, it was nothing more than just a setup to make it look like there was dissension within the Core. I honestly feel they're just setting up so Zeke will rejoin the Core eventually after setting up somebody to make it look like Zeke's going to help them out, and then all of a sudden he's going to turn on them and rejoin the Core. So that's what I think is going to happen on that. Then again, you don't know exactly what it's going to be. But with the whole Big Zeke saying, you better make this look good, I feel like it's just a setup for somewhere down the road for him to rejoin the Core. Next you had Layla versus Alicia Fox. Quick match, quick Divas match, which also led to Karma coming back out and attacking Alicia Fox. I'm liking the way they're going with Karma right now. I really do. I think it doesn't necessarily make the women's division look weak. It always did look weak. It's just, it makes it more interesting to see someone come out and just decimate everybody. And it looks like they can just decimate everyone. And hopefully this will lead down to some good matches down the road with Beth Phoenix, Natalya, or whomever they're going to decide to put over, because honestly, Karma or Awesome Kong can put almost any, could probably almost put over any diva and make any of them look good, because I remember a few matches where she made some not so good females look a lot better than what they were. So we'll be seeing, hopefully seeing that more down the future, in the future somewhere down the road. Next you had the Sin Cara versus Tyson Kidd match. This was a quick, nice back and forth match between the two of them. Sin Cara wins the match, doing a lot and also showing off a lot of his high flying acrobatic maneuvers. But the one thing I'm still not getting is, why are they changing the lighting for his matches? It makes I don't know where they go to like this darker. You have the lights off in the crowd, and you have like this blue and yellow light in the ring. It kind of weirds me out why they're actually doing it. I personally don't really like the lighting changes in the middle of the show like that. But for the sake of actually, for a background that I've been in before with going to college for game design and everything, the lighting effect that they are doing, it looks really cool. So maybe that's why they're doing it. They're just going for the cool factor. I'm just not getting why they're actually doing it for for his matches. But let's see if they keep up with that. Hopefully they won't do that on a pay-per-view. I kind of just like the normal lighting as they go, but we'll see where they go with it in the future. Also, you had Chavo on commentary for the Sin Cara match. It looks like they're going to have a little mini feud. It'll be great to see Chavo back in the ring, honestly. I haven't seen him there in a while, so it'll be nice to see him in the near future. This eventually led to the Christian Randy Orton match for the World Heavyweight title. Orton wins this match. It was a great TV match. I'm not going to go too in depth with this because I actually went off and said something before the show went on the air. So if you want to go off and see what I said about it, going into SmackDown, I have the SmackDown, my thoughts on Christian and the world title. So that was pretty much it for SmackDown this week. It was a pretty decent show. It was a pretty decent show all in all, but I was a little disappointed that Christian didn't get to keep the world title for as long as he did. But I also said back in the past, all we really wanted to see from him was winning the world title. So I'm not that disappointed. I'm a bit disappointed he didn't keep it longer, but I'm not that disappointed. And of course, Randy Orton's going to be a bigger focal point of the show anyway, so putting the title on him was probably a better idea to begin with. So, but that was SmackDown this week. Decent show. A lot more wrestling than Raw did this week, so that's always a little bit better to see. That is it for this week in SmackDown. Thank you guys for listening.